Sure. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Ladies and gents, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Okay, so I tried to post this video as a live, but my sound wasn't on, and I don't know what's up with that. Why my sound wasn't on, so I'm tripping on that. All right, so this video was the lowest paying jobs, and I'm looking at my other screen. It's the lowest paying jobs in Atlanta. So this is going to be on my Why I Left Atlanta series, uh, talking about not necessarily why I left Atlanta, but I mean, you can kind of fill that in because when I was looking for employment after I lost my jobs, the jobs that were available were not going to be able to sustain me at the time. But mind you, this is like 15 years ago. So, but the same situation is still going on in Atlanta, and this is what a lot of people are running into when they move down there. And say you move down there with a job, you know, or the promise of a job. Because I've done that too. I went to Atlanta because I had an interview at a large company, and when I got down there, they were like, "We're no longer interviewing." I was like, "I drove all the way down here," and they're like, "Yeah, well, we don't care," pretty much, and that was it. I had to turn around and come home, so that was disappointing. But that's Atlanta for you. You know, it needs a little. That's Atlanta for you. You know, promise of a job, nope. So that did happen to me. So okay, so but yeah, when I lost my job, I was working two jobs for the same temporary service. When I lost those jobs, I had to go out and search for jobs, and I told you guys about that. But what you're gonna find is a lot of ads, and those jobs just will not be able to sustain you. So that is one of the biggest reasons why I actually did leave Atlanta because I couldn't find another job to sustain me. And you're gonna need to team up. You need two or three people, and it was only me, so I called for some help and got the heck up out of there. Anyways, okay, so number one, food preparation, service related workers. These people are only doing about 20,000 a year. Now, mind you, I had this all hooked up yesterday. Let's see if I can remember it. Okay, so for Atlanta, for a single person, the poverty line is a little over 15,000 a year. So if you're making 20,000, that's just you're still poor. You know what I'm saying? So food preparation and uh, serving related workers, they're still very poor. And like I said, that's for one person. So for two people, it's like 20,000 is the poverty line. So it's just not very much. I'll put it to you like this: for four people, it went up to maybe 30,000 for the poverty line, and it's like either four or five. So it's just you're just poor. You know what I'm saying? You're struggling, and that's not for people in the house. That's for people that are working in the house. So if you got a mother and she has four kids and none of them are working, um, they're all under the age of 16, I believe. So they can't work, she has to feed them all off of the poverty line of 15,000. So, and or if she's a food preparation worker, 20,000. Now, okay, we'll just go on to the, oh, what did I see, the poverty line. It was something. Oh, a minimum wage. Okay, minimum wage is $7 an hour. So there's federal minimum wage, and then there's I think state minimum wage, and state minimum wage is like five, but federal minimum wage is like seven. So they have to recognize that $7 an hour brings you to about 14,000. It's like 725. So it's like 14, almost 15, pretty much about 15. So that's minimum wage. Is right about, yeah, that's what that is, which is the poverty line, which is about 15,000. Okay, and let's go on to the next one. Number two is combine food preparation and serving workers, including fast food. So we all know about the fast food people who are trying to get $15 an hour. Now, mind you, I made a video talking about how Atlanta raised the minimum wage back in July of last year for city workers to $13 an hour, and then they incremented that this year to $15 an hour. But that's only for 2 years, and you guys can look at that video talking about minimum wage for city workers rates of $15 an hour and how that whole thing breaks down. Mind you, that is only for about 850 workers in Atlanta, and it's only for 2 years, and that's because the mayor implemented that. So it's when mayors implement something, of course, when another mayor steps in, they can go ahead and change that. Mind you, this is why the mayor implements things like this, so they can continue to be the mayor. Not unless you come across what's called term limits. I don't know if mayoral terms have term limits. I know when I was working in the House of Representatives, I had to go from one representative to another because of term limits. A lot of them had reached their term limits, and it was pretty much over with. So there's that. Also, as far as fast food workers, they're I think it's actually 18,000. It's actually less than just the food preparation. Fast food workers is, I think they're doing 18,000 a year on average. And when you break that down, let's see, yeah, 18,600 on average. So when you break that down, you look at the fact that, for one, the majority of them aren't doing 40 hours a week. Why? Because then the companies have to pay insurances. So you're looking at McDonald's, the people who own these McDonald's franchises, if they're smart, they set them up in a very high traffic area. And Atlanta is growing exponentially as we speak. So there are more 24-hour McDonald's also. So these McDonald's are making more and more money because there's more and more mouths to feed. There's more babies being born. There's more people migrating, immigrating, or immigrating into Atlanta, migrating, coming there to stay. Uh, you know, uh, some people just come in there for a little while and then they leave. A lot of Asians do that. Some Africans do that. Come there for a little while, beat it home, send money home. Some people from Haiti do that. So you got a lot of countries that will come to a major metropolitan city and then take the money that they make and actually go back home and then do the same thing over and over again according to their green card and or according to their visa. Some visas are very temporary, and they could be education visas and so on and so forth. So there's that. Okay, so you have hostesses, and I feel bad for the food service workers because they don't want to give them insurance. You know what I'm saying? They're like, no. And then what they do is they kill the managers pretty much. They say, manager, you're going to work 60 hours a week. So manager might be there from like 12 to 12 almost every day. You know what I'm saying? They do that. Okay, mm, servers, 22 a year. So 22,268 on average. So, servers, hostesses, people who work in coffee shops. A lot of times you hear about, people getting these, degrees that don't do any good, for them, or they didn't research that degree to see if it was marketable and if it was applicable to make good money. And so you got people who are, working in baristas and whatnot, and they're making 22 um, uh, thousand a year, which is not that far over the poverty line. But I guess for a single person, it's doable. And you know, they might be living with a couple friends doing that. So there's that. Then you got your transportation attendants. Except for flight attendants, they make good money. I know some, and they make great money. Lovely people. Dishwashers, your dishwashers, you're gonna be doing 20,000 a year also, so very close to the poverty line. Then you got your cooks and your fast food, And number seven is your counter attendants, cafeteria, food concessions, and your coffee shops. Once again, they're making $19,020 a year on average. Number eight is going to be your dining room, cafeteria attendants, and bartender helpers. You notice how they put bartender helpers on there because bartenders can make some. They can make some scratch. Nonetheless, they're at 19,250. So, you know, there's that. Then you have your um, number nine is going to be your waiter and waitresses. So, a lot of these people work on gratuity. You know what I'm saying? And the poor population in Atlanta is growing exponentially also. So it's like, good luck trying to get a couple dollars out of these people. Uh, anyway, so number 10 is going to be your amusement and recreation attendance. Uh, my internet is not letting me pull up what they make, but it's not very much. So your amusement and recreation attendants are, I think it's downloading into my system. They don't, yeah, it's trying to download. They don't make a lot of money either. It's between 21 and 18. And these are the jobs that you don't want to do after you graduate with a 4-year degree, 2-year degree. You just don't want to do, not unless you're a kid, not unless you're, 16, 17. You want to do this while you're getting your degree, to become a whatever that is going to make money and you're going to enjoy doing it. Don't just, go for something. I want to be a lawyer and you're going to hate being a lawyer. You're going to hate it, but you think you're going to make good money. Guess what? You're not. Because people are going to know you really don't like your job. And they're going to feel that and you're not going to get any clients. Next thing you know, you're going to be, you know, trying to pilfer your clients and then you're going to lose your license and or get some prison sentence because you were just doing things the wrong way, and or the people who you were supposed to be helping, they're just going to turn in on you, and that's just not going to be good. But it happens all the time. Lawyers get in trouble with the same, doing the same stupid things because they lack clients because they don't really like their job. So don't do this. If you're gonna be a lawyer, be a good one. If you want to be a doctor, get ready for the long haul of all that education and paying an astronomical amount of money in insurance, but nonetheless, you know, can make decent money. So do what you love, and the money will follow. And that's just it, and that's all. And yeah, so I just wanted to talk about the pretty much 10 lowest paying jobs in Atlanta. And God bless you all. Love you. Bye.